Hey everybody, welcome to Aptivada's Tips and Tricks. This is a new one for me where I'm actually broadcasting live and showing my face, and hopefully everybody is able to log in and join okay. If you can see me, go ahead and comment in the chat there. On my end, it's showing 0 viewers, but I'm seeing some comments coming in, so I'm assuming that this is live here. So awesome. Thank you so much for joining the Aptivada Tips and Tricks. Normally we do these on a Zoom webinar, but today we wanted to show our new feature, which is virtual live remote. So that's what you're experiencing right now. That's why you get to see my face here. And I'm really excited to present to you all the information that we have. Now, with the giveaway, I know that's on everyone's mind. We do this every time. So at the end of the call, we're going to be offering $100. And by filling out the form, you are eligible to win. So with that, using this new broadcasting feature here, we'll choose the winner and we'll announce it, and then we'll email that card out there. So as long as you've filled out the form, you are entered to win the Aptivada gift card. So again, thank you guys for taking out the time in your day to join me here on Tips and Tricks. My name is Tim Sessions. I'm the Director of Client Services, and let's go ahead and begin. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen here. Let me make that a little bit bigger. And yeah, so let's just go over the agenda for today. I want to talk a little bit about the Father's Day promotion, school shoutouts, which are some amazing promotions that have been going on in different markets around the country, especially with everything being canceled as far as school goes. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about our help.aptivada.com section, and more specifically the walkthrough videos, and I'll give the reason behind that in just a second. And also, how to achieve adding a donate button to a form. We've been seeing this question come up quite a bit, so we'll discuss that in detail. We'll also be discussing a new little feature that we've added. You may have already seen it in your admin, and it's the ability to download a list of admins. And then, of course, the virtual live remote, where I'll be showing you the back end a little bit more. I know a few of you have joined us on those webinars that we showed last week, but this is getting a little bit more into the weeds of how to set something like this up, and talking to you about that. So again, let's just jump right into things. The first thing I want to talk about is our national promotion, Father's Day, win $100 for, or excuse me, $1,000 for dad. This is a promotion that Aptivada is providing the prize to. Now you are welcome to add additional sponsorship opportunities to this, but we are fronting the bill for that $1,000 to dad. You can find this information on ideas.aptivada.com. In fact, let me put that in the chat here. I'll just type that out. And you can copy and paste that into your browser, but I'll pop that up on the screen. It's just ideas.aptivada.com, and we provide additional info. So Aptivada will provide the following for this promotion: contest execution, generic images, copy ideas, all applicable winner paperwork and tax information, $1,000 prize, and rules. So we do all the heavy lifting for you there. Again, you can tie in local sponsors. So if you're interested, head over to ideas.aptivada.com, and you have the ability to sign up for that. All right, moving along here. Let's talk about school shoutouts. Now, what we mean by this is senior spotlights, or graduations, virtual yearbooks, things like that. Now, I don't know how it is for you, but where I am at in Utah, school's been canceled for the rest of the year, which I don't have any high school age, well, I don't have any kids, but my siblings with kids, they're scrambling on trying to figure out stuff to do. So one thing that I wanted to do is highlight some really cool things that a lot of our partners are doing based off of these themes. So if you see yours, let us know in the comments if one of these is your ideas. We've kind of scoured several, and I just want to highlight those now. So KSL is doing a Utah's class of 2020, where they've put together an effort to spotlight seniors that won't be traditionally graduating. And what they've done is aired regularly scheduled spots and talk about it during a segment in the news. You can see over on the right-hand side a highlighted, it's a picture of a screen where they've highlighted some of these seniors here. So that's been really fun. High School Senior Salute. This is WAEB in Allentown, Pennsylvania. You can see a few statistics there. We will be emailing this out to you after the call. So if you've signed up, we have your email information and we'll be sending out this deck to you so you can go over everything again from what we've talked about today. So there's a lot of great information here. A few others, KOHT from Tucson, Arizona, and WRFY from Reading, PA. I'm sorry if you're from Reading or Reading, PA. But yeah, so Senior Spotlight's a great way to get user-generated content, photos to be able to display on air, to talk about on air. This is great for TV and radio and so forth. A few others I want to highlight before moving on. KHKN in Little Rock, Arkansas, WWPW in Atlanta, Georgia. Again, same thing. It's a gallery where they're highlighting seniors. Maybe you can nominate a senior, pay tribute to that senior, and so forth. We got more from Tucson, Arizona, and Columbus, Nebraska. So the cool one about Columbus, Nebraska is they highlighted area schools, and so it's one big pool of seniors from the schools in the area. Now that might work in a smaller market. I'm assuming Columbus, Nebraska is a smaller market where you might want to tie in with individual schools as in larger markets there. But either way, this is a great solution to highlight those seniors. Now, we do have templates available to you to build off of, so you're not on your own on these. For instance, we have a template called Digital Yearbook, where if you install that to your account, you will be able to run a gallery running a digital yearbook or a senior spotlight. These are just different theme templates already available to you in your template section if you haven't gotten started on that yet. A few other ideas, virtual prom. I don't know if you watch Some Good News with John Krasinski, but he did a really amazing virtual prom on his show where he live streamed music and had a bunch of famous people on there. That's an idea. We're talking about live streaming today, so maybe that'll get your wheels turning if they haven't started already. And then again, senior showcase, graduation celebration. These are all templates that are available to you now. Okay, let's talk a little bit about help.aptivada.com. Most of you are probably familiar with this, but the piece that I wanted to highlight is our full walkthrough videos that we've created for each one of our apps. And there's more coming soon as well. Right now, we've highlighted the major ones like Sweepstakes, Gallery, running national sports promotions, our Instant Win app, Form Builder, graded quiz, outcome quiz, surveys, and polls. These are all full walkthroughs. They're all available for you to watch right now. And the reason why I feel like this is important to bring up is because we understand that there might be some people filling positions in your company that they might not have been part of before. So I wanted to point out these resources to you to show that, sure, Aptivada and the client success team is happy to do one-on-one trainings with anybody who requests it. That's what we're here for. But if you're a self-learner, if you want to jump in and check out these full walkthroughs, then these are step-by-step ways to see how to set up promotions there. So, and you can see the runtime of them too, so you know the time commitment. You can see the time commitment sent out or that you'll have watching these videos. Okay, another new feature that we've added, a minor feature, but it's worth mentioning, is the ability to download an admin CSV file. And again, we understand that roles are changing, things are shifting within companies, and so you might want to know who has access to what. Now, this really comes in handy if you're a manager of multiple stations and markets, kind of like my example on the screen here. For instance, I have main company and then the child companies down below, and I don't want to have to click in to each one of those to see who has admin access to what. So by using this download admins as a CSV button, this will give you a CSV file. You can compare it to your current company list and kind of add or remove anybody from from that list there that needs to be added as an admin. And you can find this under the account manager. It's available to everyone, but I just see it being coming more in handy for larger groups and organizations. So. All right, let's talk about this for a second. Adding a donate button to the form. And what prompted this subject is we get a lot of questions. Does Aptivata have a donate feature? We don't have a way to collect payments for donations on behalf of a station or an organization. But what we do have is a simple solution that works. It's this visit website feature. I'm sure most of you have used it. It's a great way to drive traffic to your website, to a sponsor's website, and so forth. But you can add it as part of the entry form, whether it's part of the main form or the bonus entry form, where you can add a URL to a donate page like you see here. So I've on the screen there, you see the life cycle. You add it to the form, give it a title, name the button there, and then it will lead to a donation page. And that's just a screenshot of a page that I set up through a website that I have access to. But on this topic here, you can link to various different donation pages. We all know GoFundMe, we know Square, we know PayPal, and there's hundreds of others out there as well. So if you're working with an organization to help collect donations, then maybe that's a feature that you can add to your form, whether it's a giveaway form, a gallery form, or so forth, or just a simple submission form through our form builder. On that note, sorry, I had a train of thought there. You do want to check, though, to just make sure you're within the bounds of obviously we're not collecting payments. You're not giving entries for payments. It's the simple idea of clicking a button that takes them to a page where they can volunteer that way. But just double check with your local policies and procedures there just to make sure that that's okay. But we have been seeing this question quite a bit, so I wanted to be sure to bring that up there. So, okay, let's get into the reason why I assume a lot of you are here, our new product, Virtual Live Remote. And if you're watching this at examples.media/live, then you're experiencing the Virtual Live Remote for yourself. What you experienced is you went to our site there, our example site, you filled out your information, and you were granted access to a live stream. Now, the reason why this is significant is because, one, live streaming is very popular right now. Everybody's doing it, and now's a great time to jump on that train. We know that you guys, most of you come from the broadcast world, so you already know how to do this. For me, this is new, so if I seem a little awkward, that's why. But here I am, broadcasting from my basement. If you're a part of the live streams last week, we brought in our co-founder, Creighton Green, and we talked a little bit about why this was important and what you can accomplish with this. So without getting too repetitive on that, I do want to mention that this is great for, again, replacing those virtual or those live remote scenarios where maybe you were at a car dealership, at a restaurant, at a local event, a fair, or whatever it might be, and recreating that virtually, bringing in guests, bringing in store owners. And when you live stream, though, if you're experienced with live streaming, people go to a website or they go to a URL and they watch the stream. They can comment just like you guys are commenting now. And sorry, I need to stop looking at the comments because there's so many great questions coming in. I hope that those are being answered. We will bring some time in for answers as well. I do have a moderator in there to help answer some of those questions. So sorry to get a little distracted there. But with live streaming, you hit the button, you go live, people are commenting. But what do you really know about that person? What was awesome, we had a perfect example last week when we did this. Somebody was commenting from their kid's YouTube account because they didn't want to create a YouTube account to comment. And so we didn't know who we were talking to in the comments there. But with the entry form tied to the virtual live remote, then you have that information. So as part of the sign-up process, if you're bringing on one of your clients, you can generate leads and you can get a better understanding of who's watching this program. Most importantly, though, is we're going to be giving away $100 to Amazon, and how else could we do that on just your standard live stream? Oh, there we are, Emmeline's Craft Corner. that was the example that I was talking about. Perfect. So here I am thinking I'm talking to Emmeline's Craft Corner when really it's a parent and somebody who is interested in the live stream. Um, so yeah, we're giving something away. We already have your information to be able to announce that winner live on air. It's just like entering through a sweepstakes. So I'm going to step off my soapbox here for a minute. If you have any more questions about that, please comment those in the chat, and we're good to go there. So let me, you get to see my bright shining face here just for a moment as I adjust my screen and get into the actual dashboard here. So apologize for the delay. I was setting something up. So let's go ahead and make this full screen. I promise you guys will see my screen in just 1 second. Okay, so here we go. So this is the admin. If you have the Livestream app added to your account, you'll see a new tab just like you would alongside a sweepstakes, and it's called Livestream. So if I want to create a new live stream, I can click create new promotion, create live stream, give it a title. I'll just quickly throw something in here. Virtual remote, and I won't worry about the prize right now. The thing that I think you'll be surprised to see is that the entry form or the building process of the entry form looks exactly like setting up a sweepstakes with a few additional changes here. So, your basic setup, you build out your form, you can choose how people give you your email address, you can choose how often they're able to enter, just like you might already be familiar with any Aptivada promotion. Now and this is personal preference, but the way that I like to set this up is I like to have a nice blank screen here, and I like to, under step 2, maybe you didn't know this was a setting, but under more settings, click full width form. And what that does is that expands the form to the width of the video like you saw on the entry form here. So you can add as many fields as you want. You even have access to step 3. So if you are doing a giveaway like we are, you can still add those bonus entries, generate or build your audience for yourself and for your clients. So you have access to all of that. The one piece that you can ignore is step 4, because as soon as you're done with step 2 or step 3, depending on how you have it set up, it's going to take you into the comments here. The mobile setup, again, is the same, but it's actually, in my opinion, faster to set up a live stream because the content that you're worried about is more so what's above, which is the video, than what your big landing page looks like. Embedding it to your site is just the same way that you're used to. Just embed on a web page, you get that embed URL, and so forth. So the new tab that you'll see is one called Broadcast. And when you create your live stream, a broadcast will already be created. The way that I like to think about broadcast is thinking about it as a segment. So we could be live streaming for an hour, 2 hours. You guys are probably like, no, please don't. But let's say, you know your audience, you know that you can do fun live streams, people are engaged, people are coming and going. You can create what we call broadcasts. And what these are, again, in my mind, are segments. So the first segment here, we could call it hour 1. And all we do is take the video URL that our live stream is publishing to, and we place it in, and we're good to go. So as soon as I embed this to my site, you can embed it in the future just like we did. I mean, I had this up and running, taking entries a week in advance. So you can really build the momentum of your live stream by having the entry form, precede the actual live stream. And now this video is tied to it. So the advantage of doing it this way is, let's say this live stream is done and I want to create a second segment. So I'm going to go ahead and click, let's see, I'm going to click close current broadcast and create new. And what that does is that gives me a new broadcast. And let me just refresh my screen here to make sure. There we go. So our old one is listed down here at the bottom. So let's say this one is hour 2. We're going to be using the same video. We place that in there, and now we have our hour 2 segment. And now I'll show you where this comes in handy and why we built it this way in just a second. But let's talk a little bit about the control settings here. Really easy, really basic, but important nonetheless. So video active just means, is the video going to be live at the top of the form? Of course, in most cases, you want that to be on. The second thing is comments active. So do you want to be able to have your viewers interact through the comment section? And right now we're using the comment section of YouTube, and I'll discuss that in just a second as well. The feature that I like to point out and highlight is show video before entry. We're going to turn that off because what that does is it says fill out the form so that you can see the video. If you are native to these tips and tricks and you see my hand movements, this is the first time I've ever been on video doing one of these, but I do these hand movements when I'm on non-video tips and tricks as well. So in case you're wondering, if you weren't, then we'll just move on from that. Okay, so let's talk about why I created several segments. You can use different videos for different segments, but use the same entry form. The scenario is completely up to you. But let's talk a little bit about the Choose Winner tab. There's a new feature on the live stream called By Broadcast. And once you have your different segments built, then you can actually choose a winner from those specific segments. So if I missed hour 1 and I signed into hour 2, but you're picking for hour 1, then I wouldn't be eligible until the time comes to pick for hour 2. So you can segment your different hours of the live stream. So that's why we have that feature there. You can see how many people have entered based on the various segments, but then you also get your regular stats. You get your downloads, and you choose winners, and you can even tie in your integrations there. So setting it up is super easy. It should be super quick. Again, if you're familiar with the Aptivada dashboard, then it's a breeze. One thing that I want to point out, you might have heard us talk about this town hall that WTLC did, where they used our live stream application or a virtual live remote to host a town hall. They had a congressman on, they had somebody from the SBA, and they had a lawyer who was an expert in small business, I believe. And what they did is they had the form open for 24 hours in advance, and they had a section where you could ask a question for the panelists. And so they would then have some content that the host, who was also on there, so they had 4 people on there, and they had some content that they could feed to the host to ask these engaging questions. They ran the live stream for an hour. Now let's talk a little bit about best practices, and then we'll move on. Best practices are, right now, get a feel for your audience, a half hour to an hour. This one will probably go an hour, and depending on, how engaging I can be, hopefully we'll keep your attention for that long. Also, we are dangling a $100 to Amazon carrot in front of you too, so maybe that's keeping you around. But yeah, so an hour to or a half hour to an hour, but you could go longer. Again, you guys know your audience. Maybe you want to create some sort of live stream where you pop on, pop off, and it's just kind of an all-day event. But again, put your toe in the water there with a half hour, 45 minutes, and so forth, and see how it goes. Jumping back to the broadcast tab, let's talk about our platform types. Right now, we just pull in from YouTube. So if your station or your company doesn't have a YouTube channel, they're easy to set up. You do need 24 hours in advance to go live. It's a YouTube thing, not ours. So you want to make sure that that's set up. Now, there are third-party platforms like the one that I'm using that allow you to do like these screen shares and videos, bring on guests, and so forth. The one that I'm using is called StreamYard. And I'll just put that in the comments there so you can copy and paste. Let's see if that pops up there. Whoops. So yeah, StreamYard is the one that I'm using, and that's what's allowing me to give multiple screens. I can bring on guests and so forth. So right now, the bare bones of this is you create your form, you create your broadcast. Right now it's in YouTube. You bring that YouTube link back into Aptivata, and you've married the form and the video, and you can embed that on your page. So with third-party applications, you can really start to produce the content like you're seeing here. StreamYard is the one that we use. It's very inexpensive, but if you have access to Zoom meetings, I think their most basic package allows you to stream to YouTube. Um, um, Google Hangouts might have that feature, and there are various other platforms that you might already have access to that are free or that you're paying for, so you don't have to sign up for an additional service. Now, what's nice about these third-party platforms is I could be broadcasting simultaneously to our Facebook page and YouTube. Of course, we're using that YouTube link. Keep that in mind so we can marry the two together. And if people are watching on an outside platform like Facebook, you can say, hey, thank you for watching the live stream. But if you want to be entered to win this gift card, you have to enter through examples.media/live. And make sure that you're directing traffic back to your site that way. So you're not locked in to this format, but this creates a way to build entries and so forth. So what I did with this one is I created the video, I made it unscheduled, and as soon as this is over, then I'll make it public. So if you're wondering if this is recorded, yes, it is, thanks to YouTube. I'll broadcast it and we'll package this up and send it out to you so that you can share it with other individuals here. Let's go ahead and let's jump back to the presentation here. I think I've said everything I've wanted to. We have a few minutes, so let's just make sure your questions are being met. It looks like Ryan Garcia there on our client success team is killing it in the chat. So let me just address this one right here with Cisco. Whoops, got to find out where my mouse is. He says, so you set up the StreamYard broadcast first and use that link inside Aptivata. Cisco, that's correct. So what I did is I scheduled this in advance, and then YouTube spit out a URL that I could then bring back to Aptivata for the video and the form there. So great question there. Again, that's a third-party thing there. Before well, I did answer that one there, but I do want to talk about, we are looking into adding additional platforms. We do understand that most of you might have a bigger audience on Facebook than you do on YouTube right now. But something to keep in mind is Aptivata, prior to going into this, we only had 64 subscribers on our YouTube channel, and we have 105 people watching this live stream right now. So you can use your promotion skills that you already know and that you already have to drive traffic to the live stream that way. So yeah, use your audiences wherever you can, but the idea is to get people onto your website, watching it there, filling out the form, and giving you great information that you can have for yourself or pass on to your sponsors. All right, it looks like, again, Ryan has been doing a great job in the chat there. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You can contact us at support@aptivata.com. The last thing I do want to mention is this is an add-on to your account, so we can discuss pricing a little bit here. The basic pricing is $50 per station, which allows you to run unlimited live streams, and that's per month. If you have a group, or if you're interested in setting it up for a long term, if you see yourself using this over the course of a year or so forth, we can talk pricing that way as well. Or if you have multiple group signups, we can talk about pricing on an individual level there. But it is $50 per month per station, unlimited live streams, and you can cancel at any time. So it's month to month, no contracts there. So with that being said, let's give away some money. Yeah, let's do it. So I have Ryan in the background. He is going to be able to pull a winner for me. So we should have a winner here shortly. Sorry, Ryan, I didn't give you much of a warning there. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to us at support@optivada.com. Ryan is going to be picking a winner. We'll announce it on air and we'll let you guys get back to your day. All righty. We have a winner. It is Vicky L from WKNE. Vicky, we will be emailing you a $100 gift card to Amazon. Thanks everyone for attending. I know this was a unique tips and tricks, but it was a lot of fun for me. Hopefully it was fun for you. You guys learned something, and we will be going back to our regularly scheduled. Thanks again, and stay safe and be well, and have a great rest of your day.